picking up. Okay, just how to say, but I don't have, also having a baptism next week, and my experience was not as life changing as some of the brothers and sisters, but I think my journey is more of a journey of gratitude, and also to able to see how God lays a path for me to go to the path that He laid for me. So it started when I was young. So I come from a Buddhist family, and and back then my family, because of my family background, and we do not have much. So and back then one of my cousin who is a Christian, so she brought me to a church, and I believe that was when the seed was placed in my heart, but it was never flourished until recently. So back then, when I went to church, it's more of like it's like a kid knowing there's a lot of stuff to play with, and a lot of kids to play with, and know nothing about about Jesus. So, but however, as I grow, so I didn't look at I didn't go to church and stuff like that, and as until 2000, 2012, it's like that's when I came to Hong Kong, and then I met my wife, and I start to look back. It's like back in 2009, I actually has a job opportunity to come to Hong Kong, and I went for the interview, and the position was offered. I was very happy, but however, a couple of weeks later, the company told me that the position was closed due to reorganization. So I was a bit disappointed, and but however, my boss back then was giving me the same position that I wanted, and and only in 2012, that means about 3 years later, I was able to given the chance to come to Hong Kong and met my wife, and that was and along that road, when my wife brought me to church, and I went quite on a regular basis, and I start to realize that maybe God back then, he he closed that door for me on purpose, because He has a plan for me to meet my wife 3 years later. Because if I will to come to Hong Kong in 2009, probably I will never come to Christianity. I will never meet my wife. Yeah, So I guess my wife is kind of like a gift from, it's sent by God to bring me to Him, and 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 ever since then, I mean I although I face some difficult times, but I can see that His grace is upon me. Is He always help me overcome all in ways I cannot explain. It's like just like I could able to find the house that we have in a very short time. We just pray this week, and then the following week we found a house that we is all what we wanted. And even during the renovation, like I told my wife was so worried that we're running out of cash to continue our renovation, but something happened in my company that give me a fat bonus that I could cover my renovation. And it's not just that. It's just that looking back, and then even my childhood, my teenage years, all the skills that I gathered along, it seems that it really seems that God has prepared me to able to serve Him in what I'm doing now, in the worship team, in the media team. So I'm grateful for that. And so the coming baptism is really my I would say my declaration that that I will continue to follow His path, and His path laid for me. And I know that if along the way, if any things that I need, but it doesn't fulfill what I want, I know that He closed that door to protect me, and not to and trying to stir me to the path that He laid for me. Yeah. So that is more
Amen.
for me. Thank you.
Amen. Can we give another round of applause? Thank you very much, Johnny.